Hi team, today in Trak, I want to dig into managing files and setting up your file system in your Trak account so that it works for your business needs. A couple of things around files in the Trak platform. So when you open a job and you select your files tab on the left-hand side, you can add as many files as you want to a job or project. Really simple. It does not matter how many files you put in here. Some people will only have a couple of files per job. Some people have got hundreds of files per job. It is up to you how you manage them. A couple of things around the basic setup of what happens in Track. When you create a job in the Track account and you start adding functionality down the left-hand side, whether it's quoting, whether it's invoicing, whether it's safety, notes, files, documents, whatever it is that you do down the left, it will add a folder for it here. Now, the beauty of this is that you can quickly click on that and see all the associated files for that area. Number one. Number two is if you need to be able to share them in bulk, you can just select one by the pencil and you can share a link to that whole folder. So that allows you, for example, if you've got 100 photos on a job and you want to share that to a client, you can just click on the pencil and press share, and you can then share that whole folder with the customer as a link so that you're not having to download each individual file and add it into somewhere and send it off. Okay. The other great thing that this allows you to do is manage your versions and documentation and edits and details. You'll notice that there is an archived folder. If you create a quote and then edit that quote, or if you have an invoice and change the invoice or whatever it is that happens, your archives will automatically go into your archive tab. So you can see your version history by selecting the details and managing it in the system. This means that if you have a quote and you change that quote 25 times before your customer accepts it, you've got a history of all your PDFs, the journey, the dates, the times, the changes, everything is automatically saved and will be moved into an archive folder for you. Okay. Documentation control is really critical for businesses that have a large change of plans and details that come into the platform. Now, every single file that we have, when we open a file up, you can preview it by selecting it on the preview icon, and then you can scroll through it. If you need to, down the bottom, you'll notice that you can zoom in, zoom out, you can go to previous pages, next pages, you can download in full, okay, and you can manage that in the system, okay. In your Track account, depending on your access level, you'll be able to see the file information, the dates and times, the users, what folders and details. And on the three dots on the right, you can manage that file depending on your access. You can see the history. You can share it with subcontractors. You can share it with subjobs. You can share the file in general, rename it, restore it, manage it, detail it. Everything will be managed in your system. So all of this is available for you to use depending on your access level. Some really handy ones here are things like annotating files, creating tasks to follow things up, the ability to restore a file that may have been archived, the ability to manage your contractor access levels and staff access levels at an individual file level. When we are uploading a file in the Track platform, nice and simply, you can just press the upload file button. Pretty straightforward in the way that this works. You can add, one or multiple files directly to your account. Pretty simple. You open them up, add them to the system, it will tell you they're uploaded. You'll notice that every file has got an edit details button. So you can name, put a description, put it in a particular folder, or you can create a new folder to put it in. It's entirely up to you how you create them and manage them. You'll also notice that you can add files to subjobs from here as well. This means that if you have one project and you've got multiple subjobs, so there might be townhouses or levels or floors or areas of the job where you've broken them down into subjobs, you can add the file in one space but make it available for people to see in different areas of the job. Every single file has the ability to set notifications. It's got the ability to set permissions, and it's got the ability to share this file with a subcontractor company. This will depend on your basic defaults for your jobs, But by default, we recommend that you don't share it with a contractor. But if you want to, you can share it with a linked company, or you can share it with a linked company and notify them. So updates on plans and details. This is a great way to manage communications in your job. Now, obviously, for a lot of businesses, they want their files going into particular folders with different access levels so that staff aren't seeing information that they shouldn't, or contractors are not seeing information that they shouldn't. In your Files tab, you've got your folders that are automatically created, but you can also create your own folders. You can name them, you can set permissions and details on the folder itself. Okay, so nice and simple in the way that this works. So this means that you can create a folder. That folder permissions will supersede the file permissions. So if you've got a folder that is available to all subjobs and it is available to contractors linked to those subjobs, and you put documents in that folder, it will automatically grab the permissions from the folder and use it. Okay, so really important. If you are building very similar jobs all the time, please note that you can, under your name and your templates, template folders in the system. Okay, so you might want to have new home folders or something like that, and then you might have plans, you might have permits, you might have client contract or something similar. Now, you might say, well, on my plans folder, I want that folder to be shared, with all the subjobs, and I want everyone to be able to see it. The permits, I want it to be shared with all the subjobs, but I only want, supervisors and admin people to be able to see that one. And then you might have the client contract. Well, that's going to have strict permission. You don't need it to go to the subjobs, and it's going to be strict permission that only a certain person in your business, or it might be that you've got a particular user group and only admin can see this folder and the contents within it. You can then save this as a template. And then when you are creating a job in your Trak account, you'll see that there's a folders tab here. You can drop that folder tab in at the creation of a job. That means that it will be there with all the folders set up with all the permissions on it at the job level when you create it. If you are using job templates or sub-job templates, you can obviously have them already set on the template so that they are there automatically as well. This enables you to customize the permissions and access levels and the way that files are shared within your business to suit your business needs. Hopefully, this has been really beneficial to you to take you through managing files, managing documentation within your business. If you've got any questions in regards to files, documents, or folders, please reach out to our team at contact@trak.co. Alternatively, you can reach out to us at the little speech bubble in the bottom right of your platform, which is our support desk. I look forward to speaking with you shortly. Thank you very much.